First player to 10 points usually wins my game, or until my plane lands in Cincinnati, whichever one happens first. Sometimes I'm on a plane or a train and the person sitting next to me finds out I'm a chess teacher and they ask for some beginner tips and tricks. And I know, I've only got 5 minutes to spend with them before my plane lands in Cincinnati, so this is what I teach them. I play a little game. I highlight the 4 center squares as I've done for you, and I tell my new friend in seat 2, Bravo, every time you land in the center or aim at the center, I give you a point. So for example, a move like h4, I award you no points for, but if I can get my new friend to play pawn to e4, I award this person 2 points. 1 for landing in the center, and a 2nd for aiming at the center, because of course the pawn aims at the square d5. Now we're going to give black a random move. Let's say that black plays the French defense. That pawn is not quite in the center, but it is aiming at the center, so black would get only 1 point. And you can see where this game is going. I also can get my new friend to start developing pieces toward the center. So we've got to get some back row pieces out. And a move like knight f3 would award 2 points. 1 for aiming at e5 and 1 for aiming at d4. First player to 10 points usually wins my game, or until my plane lands in Cincinnati, whichever one happens first. Now we'll give black a move, bishop to e7. You and I know this is not that great of a chess move because the bishop is not that happy on that square. It even blocks in the queen. In fact, it aims at 0 center squares, so no points awarded. Now white might play a move like pawn to d4. 1 point for landing on d4, 1 point for aiming at e5, and I believe white would have 6 points. Black only has 1 point, and black's not doing too good. Okay, let's have black play d5. Finally a good move for black. Black is in the center and aiming at the center. Black is on the board. It's around 6-3. Now white can guard this pawn several different ways. Of course the knight could come out, but let's just say the bishop comes to d3. That would be 1 more point because the bishop aims at the square e4. And if the knight comes to c3, white would get 2 more points for aiming at both these center squares. If the bishop comes here, 1 more point. If the queen comes here, the queen would be aiming at e4. I think that's worthy of another point. In this way, we don't actually have to play all the way to checkmate because I've got some podcasts to listen to. We can just end after one player gets to 10 points. And in this way, I get my new friend to understand the importance of controlling the center and getting minor pieces off of the back row. And of course, the last thing you want to do is castle. It doesn't really fit into my game, but you can clearly see that by doing these other things, then usually white is much closer to castling. Does my new friend even know what castling is? Well, probably not. That's when I tell them to get a membership to ChessKid or to at least join our YouTube channel, as I hope you've done. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now, unless you plan to be on seat 2 Bravo on my next flight to Cincinnati.